Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're into tech history, you're in the right place, because today we're taking a deep dive into the evolution of the Windows operating system. From its clunky beginnings to its sleek modern design, we're covering every version that shaped the way we use computers today. If you're enjoying the journey, make sure to like the video, share it with your fellow tech fans, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Your support doesn't just mean a lot. It paves the way for more awesome content and helps this channel grow. From 1985 to today, that's 36 years of Windows. Can you believe it? We sure as hell can't. To celebrate this momentous occasion, we're going to take a look at every version from Windows 1.0 all the way up to Windows 11. Let's get ready. November 1985. Windows 1.0 is born. This was not an operating system designed to wow people with fancy graphics or usability. No, this was all about potential. Ability to use a mouse, overlapping windows, graphical interface. It was like nothing anyone had ever seen before. It was also extremely limited, buggy, poorly documented, and not very user-friendly. But hey, it was the start of something big. Windows 2.0 came out in 1987 and included improvements to the user interface and added support for more memory. Still far from perfect, but it was getting there. Then in 1990, Windows 3.0 arrived. This is when things started to get interesting. Programmers could now develop graphical applications, and the inclusion of the Program Manager in the taskbar made Windows start to feel like an actual operating system. By the time Windows 3.1 rolled around in 1992, multimedia was starting to become a thing, and Windows was ready for it. Plus, it had true typed fonts, which made everything look so much better. This was the biggest update since version 1 and paved the way for the biggest boom in computing that the world had ever seen. The early 90s saw a massive shift in how people used their personal computers. They were no longer just for business or gaming. They were for the whole family. And Windows was right there leading the charge. The next iteration, Windows NT, was released in 1993 and was actually a completely different operating system built for servers. Despite looking similar, it had a completely different architecture and was much more stable as a result. Regular Windows continued to get updates. Windows for Workgroups 3.11 arrived in 1993, followed by Windows NT 4.0 in 1996. Both brought improvements and new features, but they also both had major issues. Windows NT 4 was incredibly unstable thanks to its kernel being too old and its incompatibility with other software. While regular Windows, well, it was insanely buggy as well, with 3.5 introducing the infamous blue screen of death. But despite these flaws, both versions sold extremely well. And in 1998, Microsoft decided to combine the two codebases into one single version of Windows, Windows 2000. This was a huge undertaking, and the results were pretty mixed. Windows 2000 was fairly stable. It was built on a more modern architecture than NT, but it lacked the user-friendliness of Windows 95. There were some cool features though, like the inclusion of the Windows Registry Editor, a built-in screensaver, and active desktop. And then it happened. The split era. Right. Starting with Windows Me in 1999, Microsoft would release consumer and professional versions of Windows simultaneously. This would allow consumers to choose an OS that fit their needs. Windows Me was basically Windows 98 with a fresh coat of paint and a bunch of new multimedia features. Windows 2000 Pro, on the other hand, was built for businesses and offered more stability and compatibility. Then came the XP revolution. Windows XP was launched in 2001 and was a massive success. The Start and Menu taskbar combo was a huge hit with users. Stability was greatly improved over previous versions, and it just looked amazing. There was even a special edition built for tablets called Windows XP Tablet Edition. Windows Server 2003 was also released in 2003 and was based on Windows XP Professional. It introduced the classic Windows Server interface that everyone loved to hate. In 2006, Vista arrived, and with it a massive dip in sales. Why? Well, it required a lot of system resources to run properly and wasn't very well tested. Oh, and the Aeroglass interface, while beautiful, was a nightmare for developers. Windows Server 2008 was released in 2008 and brought the classic server interface back. Finally, in 2009, 7 was released and redeemed the name Windows. It was stable, fast, secure, and the best part, it looked just like Vista, but without all the bloat. Windows 7 was such a hit that it actually outsold Vista twice as much. Windows Server 2008 R2 was released in 2009. It was another solid update that helped pave the way for Windows 8. Windows 8 was released in 2012 and was a bit of an odd one. The new tiled interface was a complete departure from what users were used to, and it didn't take long for Microsoft to release Windows 8.1 in 2013 to address all the issues. Windows Server 2012 and 2012 R2 were also released during this time with little fanfare. In 2015, it was time for a change. Windows 10 was built from the ground up to be more modular and flexible. The Start menu made a comeback with the addition of live tiles, and the entire interface was designed to take advantage of touchscreens. Windows 10 quickly became the most popular version of Windows ever, with over 1 billion active users. Windows Server 2016, 2019, 2022 followed with their own improvements and feature updates. And finally, here we are in 2021 with Windows 11. An entirely new interface designed to take advantage of the latest hardware, a redesigned Start menu, a redesigned taskbar, a redesigned everything. Some love it, some hate it. It's certainly a bold move for Microsoft, and only time will tell how it will be remembered. So yeah, if you like it, and if this video increased something in you knowledge, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Oh, and one more thing. If you have any suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and maybe even make a video about it.